Hey guys, today we're going to look at the differences between the Epic Bait Molds Freakin Frog and the Angling AI Atomic Toad. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to say, the difference, this is a little older, so it's a little bit more scuffed up, but originally they were the same, shininess. But they do have the belly and the back labeled on the Freakin Frog, whereas on the Atomic Toad from Angling AI, there is no writing on there, so you'll have to either write it on there or just remember. I will say, they also have these screws that you can use on the Angling AI Atomic Toad. The Epic Bait Molds does lack that. I do like those. Some people don't. I do. Especially if you're trying to make different tail colors, it really makes you line it up perfectly. On the inside, you can see this is a sprue that goes down, and then the frogs are shot horizontally, whereas on here in the Angling AI version, when you shoot it, the plastic will go down, over, and then go straight down into the toads here. Okay. So as far as molds go, those are the big differences. The venting on both of them is really, really good. Let's move on to see how they shoot laminates. All right, so this is how they laminated. You can see that the AI Atomic Toad laminated really well. Just a little bit of bleed over, but it's honestly not bad. And you can even see it even laminated all the way through the tails here. So solid laminate, very happy with it. And I love how the colors can be shown through the tails. Freakin Frog. See, also a very clean laminate there. Had a little bit of bleed over on this side, but that will happen sometimes with anything. But I mean, you can even see the feet laminated even. So in terms of lamination, these both do absolutely terrific. All right, we're gonna start off with the Freakin Frog. Now everything that I made here is going to be made with like 1/3 salt water and then 2/3 medium bait plastics 242. So this is the Freakin Frog. So what kind of action this guy has, I already know, but just so you guys can see it, this is what I usually fish with. Honestly, there's a pretty good chance of getting a fish here too. We're a little late in the day, but see, nice little bubble trail. It's upside down right now, but that's fine. Honestly, it does not matter. One more. Now this thing, the only thing I will say is the way that body is made pretty flat. Sometimes I will kind of have a shorter cast with it if it's windy. But caught lots of fish on this thing. I mean, one of my confidence baits for sure. Okay. Let's switch over to the Atomic Toad. You can see it's got that ridge for the hook to go in. This would be super weedless. It accepts a little bit of a bigger hook, it looks like too. I used the same one on both, but this hook was I think it's a 4/0. It was just a touch big on the Freakin Frog, but nothing crazy. I mean, it still worked just fine, but it's what I usually use. But I can tell that's about as big as you want to go with that. Okay, I can tell right away you can cast this further. I have not weighed these yet, but I'm assuming this one weighs more. Okay, the bubble trail is more intense. There's a lot more bubbles here. Different action. So on the Freakin Frog, it's more of like, it's a hybrid popping, slapping sound. This one's more of like that. Just the slapping part, right? There's some gurgling to it for sure, but it's not from paddle tails, it's more from like those worm-like tails. You can hear this thing though. Dang. I'm gonna drag this one through the weeds just to see what it does. Oh wait. issues at all. All right, so let's tell what the actual difference in weight is here. So the AI atomic toad is 0.56 ounces. Let's see what the Freakin frog is. 0.47. Okay, so the atomic toad is heavier overall. I did notice that when I was throwing it for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Some final thoughts. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either of the molds. It just depends on what you want, right? The action is a little bit different. If you want something that's a little bit more subtle, the Freakin frog would be a good option. But if you're wanting something that's a little bit louder, maybe a little bit more weedless, I would go with the AI atomic toad. Both are great. Both laminate amazing. It just kind of comes down to which style catches your eye better, I think. I am going to send these over to Evan's Boys Fishing. I'll link them below to give a little bit more insight, so that they can give a little more insight into what they think about them as well. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. All right, Evan's Boys Fishing. Thank you for your help.